Have you ever wondered how something incredibly small can create something monumentally huge? Today, we're exploring one of Jesus's most powerful parables about tiny beginnings and extraordinary endings. Picture first-century Palestine, where Jesus walks dusty roads, teaching crowds hungry for hope. The Roman Empire dominates everything, and most people feel powerless against such overwhelming force. In this setting, Jesus shares a simple story that would revolutionize how we think about God's kingdom. Jesus often taught through parables, earthly stories with heavenly meanings. He used familiar images from daily life to reveal profound spiritual truths. Farmers, fishermen, and families could all relate to his illustrations. This particular teaching moment likely occurred near the Sea of Galilee, where agricultural imagery would resonate deeply with his audience. The parable of the mustard seed appears in 3 Gospels, showing its importance to early Christians. In Matthew chapter 13, verse 31, Jesus says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field." This wasn't just casual conversation. Jesus was addressing fundamental questions about God's kingdom and how it operates in our world. Mustard seeds were proverbially small in ancient Palestine. These tiny black seeds measured barely 1 or 2 millimeters across. Farmers would scatter them across prepared soil, trusting that these minuscule specks would eventually produce something remarkable. The contrast between the seed's size and its potential was striking to everyone listening. Jesus continues in Matthew 13:32, explaining that although the mustard seed is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. The imagery here is deliberately dramatic. This wasn't scientific precision, but powerful metaphor designed to illustrate spiritual truth. In Palestine, mustard plants could grow 8 to 12 feet tall, creating substantial shrubs that provided shelter for birds. The transformation from tiny seed to towering plant perfectly illustrated Jesus's point about God's kingdom. What appears insignificant at first can become incredibly influential over time. This parable directly challenged common expectations about God's kingdom. Many Jews anticipated a dramatic, immediate overthrow of Roman rule. They wanted spectacular divine intervention, complete with armies and political revolution. Instead, Jesus described something that starts small and grows gradually, almost imperceptibly at first. The spiritual lesson extends far beyond first-century Palestine. God's kingdom often begins with seemingly insignificant moments. A simple prayer, an act of kindness, a decision to forgive someone who hurt you. These small seeds of faith can produce extraordinary spiritual growth over time. Consider how Christianity itself began. 12 ordinary disciples, mostly fishermen and tax collectors, following a carpenter's son from Nazareth. No political power, no military might, no impressive credentials. Yet from this tiny beginning grew a movement that would transform the entire world. The parable also speaks to personal spiritual growth. Your relationship with God might start with a whispered prayer or a moment of genuine seeking. That small beginning can develop into deep, life-changing faith that influences every aspect of your existence. What matters isn't the size of your starting point, but the potential for growth. Jesus wasn't promising instant results or overnight transformation. Real growth takes time, patience, and proper conditions. Seeds need soil, water, and sunlight to flourish. Similarly, spiritual growth requires prayer, community, and consistent nurturing of your relationship with God. The birds finding shelter in the mustard tree represent the inclusive nature of God's kingdom. People from every background, culture, and circumstance can find refuge and belonging in God's family. What starts as personal faith becomes a source of blessing and protection for others. This parable challenges our modern obsession with immediate gratification and massive results. We live in an age of viral videos and overnight success stories. Jesus reminds us that the most significant transformations often happen gradually, almost invisibly at first. Think about influential movements throughout history: the abolition of slavery, women's suffrage, civil rights progress. Each began with individuals making small but courageous choices. Their seemingly insignificant actions planted seeds that eventually grew into world-changing movements. The parable of the mustard seed ultimately reveals God's economy operates differently from human expectations. He uses small things to accomplish great purposes. He chooses weak things to shame the strong. He transforms ordinary people into extraordinary instruments of His love and grace. Your small acts of faith, kindness, and obedience matter more than you realize. That encouraging word, that generous gift, that moment of forgiveness plants seeds with eternal potential. Trust God's process, embrace small beginnings, and watch how He multiplies your faithful efforts. Like, share, and subscribe.